Hi, I'm Oli Pittam, and welcome to Unity Radio's The Hangar in the heart of Manchester. I'm joined here by none other than Maverick Sabre. Maverick Sabre, it's great to have you here.
Love, thanks for having me.
So how are you doing today? Good to be in Manchester?
Very well. We just woke up. The bus arrived here at 4:30 in the morning, and I woke up and came straight down here. So.
Very early start indeed.
Of course, yes, of course.
Commitment, mate, commitment. So thanks for coming down here today ahead of your gig at the Academy. We just want to learn a little bit more about your tour, your new album, Inner Standing, and basically what it's like to be Maverick Sabre. So tell us a little bit about it, man.
Yeah, the record took 3 years. That wasn't all recording time, but 3 years from me releasing my first record to the release of this one. I needed to take some time away. I needed to gain a bit of understanding about myself more so. And yeah, I'm glad we're finally getting back out on the road and being able to tour the record. It's been a long while. I've been sat with the record and the songs for a long while, and I'm glad that we're finally being able to connect to people again with them, you know.
So you're very excited to be starting the tour then? It's just feeling fresh and ready for it?
Of course. It's the first time we've had, you know, we've done small sections of new tunes over the last year or so, but it's the first time we're going to have, you know, a majorly... new set, you know, so I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Exciting stuff. So tell us a bit more about the album then. What's the inspiration behind it?
The inspiration behind this record, I think, was myself taking time away and growing up. You know, I got signed when I was 19. I've been kind of playing gigs and been on the road since I was 15, and. Yeah, when I got to the end of touring, I remember we finished off in Brixton Academy on the October of 2012, and we'd been kind of, you know, banging out tours from the first record, from Lonely Are the Brave, and I realised when I came back from it that, you know, I didn't want to give people a B-side to the first album, and I wanted to go and experience life and travel the world, fall in love, you know, go through experiences that I can
normal
actually,
things, yeah,
and I can actually go and write and connect back with people. You know, you can't connect with people writing about sitting in the back of an Addison Lee cab on a tour bus.
You can try.
You can try, but there's not going to be many people that are going to connect with that. You know, so I needed to go back and give some honesty back, and it took me 3 years. You know, and I came out of it, for me, first off as a better man and as a better person. You know.
So you've just like learned a lot about yourself from it as well.
Yeah, 100%, definitely.
Oh, brilliant. So we have your new single, Conf Flow, with me on the Unity playlist. So tell us what it's about, that song.
Yeah, Conf Flow Away was written about a year and a half ago. And to be honest, it was written at the end of a session. It was me and Fraser T. Smith on guitar, and he was just playing these chords, and I wrote the tune in about an hour and vocaled it within half an hour from that. And for me, the tune was kind of coming from two different aspects. The initial feeling behind it and why I wrote the chorus first off was because at the time I was going through quite a low period, and I needed escapism. And that was almost like the logical side to myself, telling the downside, you know, that there's a kind of a clearer path ahead. And the second half of the song, on the second verse, was more of a reflection of the times, and of people how we're struggling with society right now, and it's not being spoken about. And you know, I tied it up, and that's how the song came up.
So almost kind of political then at all, was it?
Yeah, well, I think everything's political. Yeah. You know, everything's political. Everything's socially conscious if you look into it. You know, we just like to put a stigma on, oh, you're being political, and you know, everyone stands back. But yeah, I think just being aware of the world as being political. You know, because we deal with politics the minute you walk out the door in the morning. So.
I think that's lost a lot of music as well, because a lot of people don't actually say the things that are relevant and the things that are important a lot of the time in music, and I think that is, like you say, is very important to address that, especially politics as well. It is.
Well, of course, I think, you know, I can never tell the next person what music to make and what to believe in, but I can only know what duty I've been given for me to make music, and the people who inspired me making music also taught me stuff during music and spoke to me during struggles in my own life. So for me, I think as musicians, you've got 4 minutes in, you know, a kid's ears on the way to school in the morning, mum and dad's ears on the train home from work in the evening, packed rush hour, and you've got, you know, a couple of minutes in these people's ears to actually make a difference. Because that's what, you know, all of us here, I'm sure, have been affected by some song or some artist or some album that's really helped some point of their life. So it's our duty to speak back, you know, and we're not living in a rosy time right now, by any means. So, yeah, I think it needs to be spoken about.
Inspire and sort of raise the issue as well, isn't it?
Of course, just to have people aware.
Yeah. So for those of people who are still discovering Maverick Sabre, how would you describe your sound?
My sound is quite a melting pot of everything I've been influenced by. I came up through the hip hop community. My father raised me on a lot of blues and Irish traditional music, and then, you know, reggae and soul nurtured my voice. So yeah, I would say I never like to restrict myself, but I'm a soulful folk inspired by hip hop.
Okay, so what are your first memories of getting into music? How did it all come about? What was the poignant moment?
Well, my dad was a musician, and his father was a musician. Never full time, the two of them, but music's been running in my family.
It was
years.
written.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, my father used to do rehearsals and play in pubs, and I used to always kind of bang around in the background with a harmonica, or tell him just to give me anything, and I'd bang it off a wall. And that was really where I started writing from there.
So what was life like growing up for Maverick Sabre then?
Yeah, it was an interesting time, to say the least. I was born in Hackney, Stoke Newington, Hackney in London. My mother's English, father was Irish. Moved over to a small town called New Ross in County Wexford in Ireland when I was 4, and I was raised there. Went to an all-boys Catholic school.
It's been all boys as well. Did not enjoy it whatsoever.
Had a real Irish upbringing altogether. Yeah, that was probably the most testing times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for me as well.
Especially being surrounded by all girls schools. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a struggle for a teenage boy, but we got over that. Yeah, you know what? It was a small rural town, not much going on in there when we were growing up, and music was something that just captivated me when I was a kid. And yeah, I moved back when I was 17, and you know, pursued music from that age, really.
Okay, so what age was it you knew this is what you wanted to do? This is definitely your thing.
From very young, like I'm very bullheaded altogether. So from very young, it was when I started to write my first full songs, which was quite young, like 9 or 10. I hadn't had a passion like that for anything else. For a little bit it was football, and when I realised I wasn't great at that, music took over, and because it had always been there, and it was always something that struck a chord with me. And I saw my father's passion for it, even though he never made any money for it. You know, and he always kept that passion really strong through my whole upbringing, and that was some kind of like a sign of pure love that I hadn't seen like that. You know, and it really struck a chord with me, and I carried that on through my music.
And what are the major challenges you faced so far in your career?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to highlight challenges because I think you give the challenges too much power, and you either overcome them or you don't. I suppose, in a sense of when you're an artist that doesn't really fit in or conform to what an industry may want you to be, to make you a bulletproof artist, to make you sell more in their eyes, you know, to make you more universal by speaking about nothing. So it's bland music, but it sells. You know, I think that's a struggle, but I don't see that as a struggle because it's something that I believe in, so I don't find it as a struggle. I wake up every day and have to fight, but, you know, I'm going to do that anyway, so I don't really view it as a struggle. I view it as something that just I have to do.
Seen it as a strength more than anything. Then.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It builds you, you know, and builds you.
So we have a lot of young people listening to Unity Radio's playlist. What advice would you give them for anyone starting out in the music career, wanting to further themselves, just basically get to where you are, really?
I would say, for a start, make music that... Think of the first song you ever heard that inspired you to make a song, and why it inspired you to make a song, and that feeling you got, and try and make music that gives you that feeling. Express yourself through your music. Make music for you first off. Music that you can bang and think, yeah. Be your biggest fan. Everything else will come after that.
Very true words, very true words. So what life values are important to you? What's important to you in life?
Love, equality, and life, to appreciate life, and strive for happiness, not just within yourself, but within the world, because everything's a reflection of everything else. And use our time here, and I only can speak about my time, but use my time here to hopefully change the world or change as many people's lives in as many positive ways as I can before I'm not here to do it anymore. So that's my...
Great thing to do as well. It's not, I suppose politicians don't really do it that much, do they really? So it's great you get a lot of artists like yourself who are actually trying to spread some positive, some good words out there as well.
Yeah,
it's great to see. It's great to see. What do you like to do away from music? I know we were talking about football a little bit earlier on.
Yeah,
you got your six aside sorted.
Yeah, we're trying to get that sorted. A little London v Manchester. Yeah, a bit of football. I'm a big movie fan. But you know what? Saying that, everything's around music for me. You know, and when I wake up in the morning, I listen to music. When I go to sleep at night, music's always around. So I'm very rarely not, unless I'm playing a bit of football or in the cinema or, you know, doing something else.
So here in the Hangar, we have a little feature called Unity Style. How would you describe your style? I'm seeing this track. So it's looking very cool, very retro. We're liking it a lot.
I don't really have style, to be honest.
It's showing.
I was gonna say I like
it.
simple, but I'm in a mad bright red tracksuit today. So do you know what?
You're rocking it, dude. You're rocking it.
I just wear whatever comes to mind. You know, I've never really been too big on fashion, but. Yeah.
Oh, it's looking good. So, turning to the future, what are your plans now? What's happening next for Maverick Sabre?
To tour these songs, to tour this album. You know, we've got an Australian tour coming up in April, hopefully America and more of Europe next year. It's the first time we're going to Australia, first time we'll be doing shows in America, so I just need to spread the word, spread my music as much as I can, and yeah, and hopefully use the release of this record to let it travel now, you know, and try and connect with people we haven't connected in the past with.
So what are you looking forward to the most at the moment?
Right now, in the last week or two since the album's come out, it's been people's reactions to the songs, and, you know, what lines are people connecting with more, you know, what songs, what feelings off the songs are people getting. And now, seeing as this is the first day of tour, it's to perform it live. I need energy, you know, when I perform. The more energy the crowd give me, the more I can give back, you know. So that together in one room is what I'm looking forward to the most.
So thanks for a lot for stopping by, Maverick Sabre. Enjoy the rest of your tour, mate. Good to see you.
A nice one, yeah.
And enjoy the six aside as well, man.
Thank you. I will do.
Take care.
I will do.
Don't seem to care. Hearts down beneath your stare. Was not the feeling worthless, and yet it crossed my mind. It's what is hard that your mother lost a child. And I could be gone in the morning without even a warning. And when I'm gone, will you remember this? And even through the worry and the rain as it pauses, when I'm gone, will you remember this? So come fly away, son. Been here for days, wondering when nothing has changed for you. You're tired and you don't want to live like this. Come fly away, son. Been here for days, wanting. Been here for. You're tired and you don't want to live like this. No. Yeah. Little road that is road through these concrete streets, all alone You're a soldier to these politics. Have us facing all this hatred, now we've lost our mind. You see the racists on the stations, can you see their sign? Now I could be gone in the morning without even a warning. And when I'm gone, will you remember this? Now, and even through the warring and the rain as it pours in, when I'm gone, will you remember this? Say, come fly away somewhere. Been here for days, wanting when nothing has changed for you. And you're tired and you don't want to live like this. Come fly away somewhere. Been here for days, wanting nothing has changed for you. You're tired and you don't want to live like this, no. And you don't want to live like this, no. And you don't want to live like this tomorrow. When you don't want to live like this, no. When you don't want to live like this, no. Come fly away somewhere. We've been here for days wanting when nothing has changed for you. And you're tired and you don't want to live like this. Come fly away somewhere. We've been here for days wanting when nothing has changed for you. And you're tired and you don't want to live like this. No.